Hello guys, so if you go on rustify.com and you go inside here, you will see that we have nice charts. And if we look, if I change the color, you will see that it renders also properly here and also here. And this is what I will explain you today. I will explain you how it works, the choices I've made also for this. And if you want to understand more by yourself how it works, the repository is open source. You just click here and you will see rustui/ui, and all the code is open source. So if you want to understand deeper, you can also check by yourself. Also, feel free to add a star if you want. And I will go back to defaults. And the idea is for me to explain you how it works. Some choices also I've made for this, and I will explain you with the code. Also, disclaimer, for this I'm using JavaScript. I'm not using WASM. I will explain you more in details with the code why, but why I'm not using WASM and I'm using JavaScript for this is because under the hood I'm using Apex charts. It's a component, it's a library in JavaScript for charts, okay? And actually, when you are using WASM, it's not because you are using WASM that your application will be faster, because it will still rely on JavaScript under the hood, okay? So it's not a good use case to use WASM thinking your application will be faster. It's just in specific situations that it's the case. But here for charts, it would not make sense to use WASM because it will add a lot of complexity, and I prefer to keep simple with simple JavaScript. Okay, I will show you with the code just after, but just a disclaimer. Okay, so yeah, I will explain you very quickly the different charts. Also, if you look at blocks, so login, for instance, no charts, sorry. If we look at charts, you will see that also we have different, a lot of different charts possible. So area charts, bar charts, also line charts, as you can see here, and also it's interactive. So if you want to check this, for instance, so it's also interactive. So you can check by yourself. Once again, you have the GitHub here, so you can check also by yourself. Okay, so I will explain you with the code. And also, by the way, if you are still watching this and you want to use Rust for your application, so either full stack or you want to get a job as a Rust full stack developer, you can check Rustify.rs. So I have either a coaching, okay, or bootcamp. So full stack bootcamp or blockchain bootcamp. So you can just go on rustify.rs. You will have all the information that you need, and you will see also the program that I can offer. Okay, so feel free to check this. Okay, so now, so as I was explaining you, I'm using JavaScript for this and not WASM because it's simpler to maintain. And I have still a few things to change, so for the moment I prefer to use JavaScript. So if we look at here, you can see that I'm using chartinit.js. So basically, this file is just to make the glue between the Leptos application and also Apex charts. If you look inside here, chart layout, you will see that I have two scripts, okay, and I am using Apex charts, okay, and also the chartinit. So both are loaded at the same time to make sure everything is working properly. If you look also inside here, so you can understand better, so I'm using CDN Apex chart. So if you look inside public, CDN Apex chart will be here. Okay, so it's just this version, okay. So I've just downloaded this one. Okay, so quite simple. And both are loaded at the same time. If we look a little more in details inside the chartinit, so we'll see that it's quite a long file, okay, 500 lines. I will probably change this in the future. The API is not perfect, but it works. So this is what I wanted. So you will see that we handle also dark and night. I forgot to show you. So if we go back here, for instance, Okay, and if we change this, so you see that it works also fine for both mode. Okay, light or dark. And you will see that we have different functions up. So I will not show you everything because it will take a very long time otherwise, but just so that you can understand a little better. Different functions. So resolve color, build radar chart option, build bar chart option. So for every kind of charts I was showing you inside, you remind up inside here. So basically you have a function, okay, with the data, the labels, colors, themes, and so on. And the data, labels, color, theme, and so on, this is coming from the labels. Okay, so this is the pattern to understand. If we look more in details about an example, so here, for instance, in the charts page, okay, so I have different examples with chart, for instance. So area chart 1, area chart 02, 03, and so on. And this is what we have here. So I have the 01 here, and then 02, 03, 04, and so on. Maybe we can check this one, 02, because it's a little simpler. So if we check this, so what you see inside this one, okay, this one is exactly what we have inside here. Okay, so if you look at the data, so January, this number, so this is what we have here. Okay, January, this number, okay, and if you look June, we have also June with this number. Okay, so this is coming from this data, and actually the API is quite simple. Okay, so all the demo is just 68 lines, okay, and all is happening actually inside just here. Okay, so you just bring area charts. This is coming from UI charts, okay. I will show you after. You define the data that you want, okay, using this struct, okay, because we need mounts and desktop value. And then what you do is that basically what we want is to have this data in JSON. Okay, so this is what we are doing all of this. Okay, so basically what we want is to have desktop data and also the labels. Okay, so desktop data and also labels for the mounts. And then what we want is to have the JSON values for this. And once we have JSON values and JSON labels, okay, what we can do is that we can pass these two to area charts, and that's it. So as you can see, very, very simple. And then for this is just random card header and so on. So what you have just here, okay? All the magic is happening just in one line, basically, which is here. If you look at area charts, so it's very simple actually. And this is why I'm using Apex chart for this, because you can see that it's less than 50 lines of code for this. And all the magic happens using the chart init.js I was showing you here. If you want to understand, my bad. If you want to understand why I'm doing this way, sorry, a chart, my bad. So you see that what is important here is that I'm using a data name to target with the JavaScript area chart. Okay, so if you want to understand more deeply, look at this pattern. And then what I do with area chart is that I receive different stuff. So JSON values, JSON labels, gradients, show, y-axis, and so on. And then I'm using this inside the JavaScript. So basically inside, where is it? Area chart here. So data, labels, colors, container, theme, and so on. And that's it. So very, very simple. So yeah, hopefully it was clear for you. So it was just a quick introduction on how I did this. So as you can see, very simple, and it's much simpler than using WASM and like WebSys and so on. This would be possible, but much more complex. If you are still watching this video, it means that you are probably interested in using Rust for full stack applications. Also, I have knowledge and I worked also with backends. So if you want also only backends, you can be interested in Rustify.rs. So at the moment, I have a bootcamp for full stack. I have also bootcamp for blockchain. Okay, so you can check this on Rustify.rs. I have also one-on-one coaching. So if you want to find a job faster with Rust, you might be interested in the coaching, so feel free to go on Rustify.rs coaching. You will find all the information that you need. I am selective about the people I take, okay, for this. So this is why you have apply now, because I don't take everybody, okay? I'm selective about the people that I take. So if you want to apply and check if we can work together on the coaching, so feel free. So just click on this, you have a simple form, and then we will have the call. So yeah, hopefully it was useful for you. It was Max. Thanks for your attention, and see you next time.